Well, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Your Success DNA, doing those actions, getting those daily needed attitude adjustments to help you reach your level of success. Those motivational umphs, those daily motivational building blocks. They're going to help you get what you need to get done. Me? Well, yeah, that's it. I'm Mr. Sergeant Major Motivation, Tracy Ace Brinkman here, coming at you live. How you feeling today? Another beautiful Monday, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I know. I can hear you now. God, Tracy, how can you be so happy on a Monday? Yeah, I'm just lucky, I guess. You know, I get up most days feeling pretty dang good. I have my bad days. I think we all have our bad days, and sometimes we have more bad days than we really want, back to back. And the key is making our way through them, getting to where you want to go. I mean, it really kind of goes to today's question, which every Monday I ask you the same question is, how do you feel? And then you have to follow that question up with the next one, which is, how do you want to feel? Because it's those two questions in combination that really kind of take you from, I don't like Mondays. That's all there is to it. I don't care how happy you are, Tracy. I do not like Mondays, to the point where you want to get up in the morning. You almost jump right out of bed, ready to take on the day. And it really doesn't matter whether it's Monday or Thursday or Wednesday, right? Or Saturday or Sunday. We all seem to kind of like Saturdays and Sundays. Maybe it's because we're doing the things that we enjoy. So how do you feel, and how do you want to feel, and how do you get from point A to point B? And what are your goals to get from point A to point B, right? We're going to talk a little bit about that today, about your success atlas and how that is your path to your dreams, your desires, and your goals. Because as important as it is to have a dream, think about it. What good are they if you don't have a plan? Or like you heard me say, I call it a success atlas towards your success at last. Because if you don't have a plan, how are you going to get them? Knowing how do you reach your dream, your desire, your goal, your major definite purpose is as important as knowing what your dream is, what your goal is, and what that major definite purpose is. I was thinking about this because, Cheerleading Worlds is going on up in Florida, and a lot of the young ladies that my daughter used to cheer with are out of cheer now, as my daughter is. 'Cause, you're senior and you get 19, you get 20, and you're not cheering anymore unless you're still in college. And a lot of the young ladies that my daughter used to cheer with are gone, and some of the younger ones I used to run the flag for are now seniors, and I'm watching them on the internet as they're performing at the World's Championship at a level 5, and they're seniors. And I was thinking about how many of our teenagers never learn, the effect that goal setting has on their success. Because this time of year, teenagers all over the world, all over the country, they're graduating high school, and they're in the midst of making these decisions that are going to determine the success, the path of the rest of their life. That could be, the college they're going to attend, the career path they're going to choose. Even the people they're going to end up hanging out with. All these are really important factors that they're going to associate with. So I know the majority of my audience is I know the numbers. The majority of my audience are women, and they're 36 and up. And so most of them are moms. A good portion of them are moms, college educated and working moms. So the majority of my audience has a direct impact on these teenagers, on these young adults. And then some of them, their children, or the youngsters that they're having the impact on are not quite teenagers yet. Some of them are even toddlers, right? So these are the lessons we as responsible adults, right, need to pass on. And I really make this point so avidly because when I was first learning about personal development and self-help actively, I was lucky enough to learn about it passively as I was growing up. But when I started learning it actively, I learned the principle of learn, do, and teach. And that is really a quick, powerful step. A little bonus content here for you. Because when I started learning it, I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I figured out what worked for me and what didn't work for me as I was doing it. So I learned it, then I started doing it and tweaking it. And then I was in Toastmasters, so I was afforded the opportunity to do many public speeches, and I made my self-help topics, the topic of those speeches a number of times, almost 80% of the time. And so I started using that venue to teach others about not only what I was learning, but what I was learning as I was learning it. So I was learning it and I was doing it, and then I started teaching it. And when I started teaching it, it almost like ingrained it even deeper. So learn, do, and teach, ladies and gentlemen. These tips I want to share with you to these youngsters that you impact on a daily basis. And I'm not just talking about your children. I mean, there are any number of young adults, teens, preteens that you, as I'll call it an authority figure, as an adult, impact on a daily basis. All right. So don't let that go too far from your head, because you're not just living your dream. You're giving them an example to live their dream. So let's help them get a good example. I'm going to give you 4 quick tips today on creating a path to your dreams, creating your success atlas. And the first step of that is really envisioning your dreams. You've got to see it. You've got to have a vivid, specific picture of your dream. This is a vital step in the process to getting you there. You've got to be able to see it, because, I mean, be honest, if you can't see the end result, are you really ever going to go for it? Are you really ever going to be motivated, right? You just go, well, yeah, I'd like to make more money. That's really not motivating. But you start thinking about, yeah, if I had another $100,000, or if I had $800,000, what I could do with it. I could put a down payment on a house. I could get that dream car. You know, that black Mazda RX, the whatever dream car it is for you, right? If I had $100,000, I could rebuild a Shelby Mustang from the ground up, all stock parts. Oh man, that would just be awesome, right? Now you can start to feel it bubbling inside you, right? And while you're envisioning it, take those details and write your dream down. Now, mind you, I know in today's technology infused world, putting it inside of a Word document or a spreadsheet or a PowerPoint or even a Notepad document or Evernote like I do with all my show notes is a great way to do it. But I would encourage you, right, to write down your goal, because it's like an artist with a paintbrush. He's taking nothing, right, the idea in his head, and he's weaving it onto the canvas. You're really taking nothing, an idea out of your head, out of the ether of the universe, so to speak, if you want to get woo-woo for a second, and you're transforming it onto paper. You're taking your passions and your thoughts and you're writing and you're making it tangible on paper. And then, here's a couple of quick points on that, is when you're writing it, write it in the present tense. And then set a deadline. Don't say, I want to make more money. No. Say, I want to make another $100,000 in the next 13 months. Huh? Yeah? You feel that? Woo! Man. Yeah, now you know what it is you want and how long you have to attain it. Okay? Now, the next thing is you want to take those, and if you're going to write them down on a PowerPoint, this is the time to write down on a PowerPoint. Write it down on a PowerPoint, make it all cool with the bitchin' colors in the background, right? And a nice font and nice big colors, yeah? And then print it out someplace where you can see it every single day. See, I look at it this way. Striving for your success is kind of like walking or driving a car or riding a bicycle or driving a motorcycle, right? When you're going from point A to point B by any one of those modes, you're not going to go in a straight line, right? You're going to have to make some right turns and some left turns. You're going to have to go around traffic. Oh, there's an accident. Let me change lanes. I got to slow down here. There's an accident, right? Or you're going to follow the sidewalk. Or you're going to walk across the grass. Or you're going to cut down the alley if you're walking. Whatever it is. It's never just here to there. right? There's all these bobbing and weaving going on. And having it written down and looking at it on a daily basis helps keep you focused on that direction. Where am I going? I want to get from Los Angeles to Denver, right? When that plane takes off, it's really not heading straight to Denver. It's kind of going up towards Portland, and it comes down, starts heading towards Montana, and then it starts arcing back over, and then it's heading towards Denver. You feel me? So it's all these little adjustments, right? It's not about making these giant leaps from where you are to get to where you want to be. It's about making those small, positive, daily changes every single day that keep you on the path towards achieving your dream, towards your success at last. All right? Now, number 3. All right, so you've got your dream written down, right? You're looking at it every day, and that's all great. What do you need? What do you need? Huh? Yeah, right? You need a plan, right? You need a step-by-step kind of roadmap, your success atlas, right? Every goal has to start somewhere, and you're here. You're there. You're where you're at right now, or whoever you're sharing this with is where they are today. And it doesn't matter how far out that goal is. Some of us are going to start way over here on the right. Some of us are going to start way over here on the left. Some of us are going to start way back here. And some of us are going to start almost right on top of the goal. The key is knowing where you are and knowing where you want to be. And then start making these plans. Okay, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do that. And if those are the only 4 things you know right now, that's fine. You write those 4 things down and you start taking those steps. And as you go along, you'll learn more, and you'll learn more steps, or you'll make adjustments to the steps you have. See, again, it's not about those big, gigantic leaps, right? It's about staying on course and making those small, positive daily decisions that are all fit within that plan. And here's the cool thing about it. When you have your major definite purpose and your goal, and you're looking at it every day, and you've got that plan kind of written out, all right, here's the things I'm going to do this week to get me closer to my goal. When a choice comes up to you, hey, you want to do this? And if that fits within the parameters of still helping you get to your goal, or you can do that and still reach your goal within the time you're trying to get it, then yeah, go ahead and do it. If not, then it's an easy decision to say, no, I'm sorry, I'm really focused on getting this done, right? There you go. Now, I think last but not least, never quit. And I say that almost nonchalantly, but so many of us, we write the dream down. We even put it up in pretty paper, right? I remember doing this one time, almost 20 years ago now, on PowerPoint, just like I said. I'm going to have this, I'm going to buy a motorcycle, I'm going to do public speeches, I'm going to start a little public speaking business, I'm going to write a book, right? I'll write all these down, and I looked at it every single day. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to write out that detailed plan that got me to each and every one of those. Now, did I reach a number of those goals? Yeah, I reached over half of those goals. But let me tell you, I could have done it in a far shorter amount of time if I'd have taken that step I just talked to you about building that game plan and then never quitting. Yeah? So, I guess what it boils down to, if achieving your dreams was easy, then maybe your dream isn't worth achieving. Huh? I'm just saying, it may be hard for you and easy for someone else. But if achieving your dream was easy, maybe your dream isn't worth achieving, right? So make sure you understand that there are going to be setbacks, right? Someone's going to throw that big old boulder right in front of you. What are you going to do? Yeah? I know what you're going to do, right? If you're the kind of person that's listening to this show, and you are, because you're still here right now, you are, right? Yeah, okay, good. You're going to go around, you're going to go under, you're going to climb over, or you're going to bust your way through that obstacle, because you're never going to quit. That's it. Momentum is key, right? It's hard enough to get up and take that first step. But once you take that first step, taking the next step is a whole lot easier until you sit back down again. It's like pushing a car. Most of the folks in my age group, right, remember the days of having to push a car because you ran out of gas, right? Once you get going, oh, it's so hard. Ah. Once you get going, right, you and your buddy, all right, keep pushing. Don't stop. No, don't stop. Because once you stop, it's so hard again to get it going. And you're more tired this time too, on top of that. All right. So there's the 4 quick steps on taking your dream, building a path to it, right? Getting to your dream by creating your success atlas. Now, before I let you go, I want to leave you with a couple of important reasons why you should have goals. Yeah, God, Tracy, I'm really sick. Are you tired of telling me about goals? Yeah, well, click. There's a stop button right there. Otherwise, listen on, because goals push you forward. You know what? I would even say goals propel you forward. They are literally written external representations of what you desire, what your heart desires, what makes your soul sing. All right? If you stop and listen to yourself and really set goals that you want, not what the world around you wants, but what you want, goals push you forward. Goals turn mountains into molehills. Like I talked about here back on step number 3, right? You take those big dreams. Yeah, you can have a big dream. That's the mountain. But good goal setting takes those dreams and breaks them down, chunks them down into bite-sized little tidbits, right? Turning that mountain into a molehill. Goals build self-belief. Yeah, that's your fuel for your ambition. And it's not about building a plan for your life. It's about holding yourself accountable. And in this day and age of lack of responsibility, it's the accountable, that are going to rise to the top faster than any of those unaccountable fakes. I'm just saying, right? Goals, they hold you accountable for your future and for your failure. See, if you don't have a plan, how are you going to ever know you succeeded, right? Are you on the right track? Or worse yet, are you on the wrong track for a long, long time? Have you been on the wrong track for a long time? Are you on no track at all, just kind of sitting on the sidelines, watching everybody go by? See, I can say from experience, it's a very humbling experience to look back at a goal that you set 6 months, a year, or even longer, and see what you've accomplished, or what you have accomplished. When I saw that I could have accomplished way more than I had, I had to hold myself accountable. But it was good to see that what I was doing wasn't working. So I changed my plan, right? Set a new goal, modified my goals, modified the steps. Like I learned from, all right, well, clearly that wasn't motivating me. Let's try this. And it did work, and here I am, all right? Goals tell you what you really want. If you're honest with yourself, that is, right? And if you can't be honest with yourself, well, that's probably where you should start, right? Yeah. I know we all have to do things that are part of our responsibility in life, right? You're a spouse. You got to provide for your family. You're a father. You got to go to the cheerleading competitions. You got to take your son to the baseball and the soccer games. But if you never set those self-induced goals, how will you ever find out what you really want for you in your life? See, by asking ourselves what we really want and consistently reassessing our goals, we figure out what we truly want, what our major definite purpose is, all right? And lastly, goals help us live our life to the fullest. You see, when we set goals that are geared towards getting the most out of life that there is out there, right? The most out of life, the most that you can just squeeze right out of life, then you'll be able to see more and do more and experience more and share more and give more and help others more. But most of the things that we want to achieve, you are gonna have to work for. I know I have to work for them. We all are gonna have to work for them. It's not gonna be handed to us. And it's our goals and our success atlas that will get us to our success at last. All right, there you go. Little quick few thoughts on why you should have them and a couple of quick steps on how to build them. Tomorrow, I want to talk about know-it-alls. I'm going to leave it at that. And with that, I'm going to leave you like I always do. Think successfully. Take action. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.